Take a look at how dirty this thing is. We're gonna have to clean this up. Now's the time to take everything off it. All this stuff weighs too much. So let's pull out the jack shaft, we'll pull out the chain case, get all the seat off it, do all the fun stuff. Dumping weight, that's fun. When you're taking everything off the sled, make sure you take a little box here, put your parts in it, label everything so you know where it goes when you put it back together. Just tried to undo this hinge here, wouldn't come out. Turns out there's a little sleeve in there, so you need to just get in, poke that sleeve out, and up comes the hood. That's got to be 20, 25 pounds. Can't wait to get that other hood on here. I'm going to call that the pile of shame. Okay. Just popped off the brake line. We're going to keep this master probably. Once the brake line's off, don't squeeze the handle or the brake fluid will fly all over the place. Chains and oil, who uses that stuff anymore? Good? Oh.
Okay, go.
To pull the backing plate of the chain case out, you got to loosen the tension on the track. Well, we're going to do more than that. We're getting rid of this whole thing, this old heavy suspension and that track. We're going to pull everything out. So we got to pop the suspension bolts out. Now we're still going to need this as a backing plate for our belt drive. You want it? Make sure you keep your shim. We might have to adjust this when we put our new team-tied clutch on. We'll do a measuring and we'll make sure that it's right. Made it look easier. Okay. Some things we just have to keep. There we go. Side. What a bastard of a place. I just cut this sway bar off. Most newer sleds have a sway bar on them. It helps you when you're cornering. When your outside ski receives a little bit of pressure, this pushes down on it and keeps the sled from rolling over. Now, for what I do, playing in the powder, I don't want this thing. I want to lose this extra weight. It's about 5 pounds. If you're going to take it off your sled, make sure you know what you're doing. If you're planning on doing any real trail driving, don't take this off, because it could be a little dangerous if you don't have this on your sled. Wow, man, check out this seat bracket here. I'm taking this out. These tunnel protectors, this just kept the studs from rolling up against the tunnel. Now we've got to remove the old heat exchanger. So all we need to do is just drill out these old rivets, pop those out. We put our tunnel extension on after we've cleaned this all up. We'll install this nice new Van Amberg tunnel cooler. And you know these rivets? I don't know what they're made out of, but maybe a solid stainless core. They are hard to drill, man. I go through a drill bit every 2 of these, so I'm just gonna use a grinder and zip those off. I don't think I've ever ground so much in my life. All right, the front exchanger's out, the rear tunnel cooler's out, the suspension brackets are out, some little odds and ends are cut out of there. I didn't like the way they looked at me. So now I gotta get the belly pan off so we can clean this whole thing up. That's the project for tomorrow. So this one here spins. So all you do is you just take your screwdriver or something to give it a little bit of leverage. You stick it underneath, and as you're drilling the rivet, when it starts to spin, you just put a little bit of pressure on it. You sort of just twist it a little bit. So that. All right, so that does it. Maybe about 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours of toying around. I had to play with the camera, of course, to slow things down a little bit, but it's all stripped out. Pan's off it, gonna clean that up. Gonna bring this, power spray it and degrease it, get it all nice and cleaned up. Hey, don't forget, if you like my videos, make sure you hit a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I have a lot of cool stuff coming out and I even might have some giveaways coming up. So stay tuned and thanks for watching.
Make it impossible to find me. Go on and believe it's nothing at all.